Hello, welcome to the AVFC STATTO show. It's time to preview Villa's game against Arsenal on Saturday, which is tomorrow, with the unique STATTO take. I am joined by the AFC STATTO Dale. Great to see him again on the Villa View. Quick mention for Luke Roper, our sponsors. If you use the code TVV20, you'll get 20% off everything that Luke Roper has to offer, including their new Dapper Villain range, which is very nice. Dale, how are you?
Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. Looking forward to the game this weekend.
Yeah, Sam. I mean, we said this a little bit on the preview show yesterday. Got a taste of 3 o'clock kickoff, and then not allowed it back to normal lunchtime kickoff on Saturday. We'll go straight in then to the first stats. Based on so striker Ollie Watkins has scored in 3 successive league. I can't read. Ollie Watkins has scored in 3 successive league games for the first time since August 2018, and when he last did that, it was with Brentford in the Championship. So Ollie Watkins on a good run, isn't he, Dale? At the moment, he's probably one of my favourite players, actually. I felt like I've been battling for him all season. I think he's done a good job for the majority of the season, even if the goals haven't always flowed.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, he's one of our standouts this year, I think. Yeah, it's like you said, this is the third time that he scored. So the first time that he scored 3 goals in back-to-back games. He scored in back-to-back games for Villa 6 times before, but he's never scored in that third game. But he did that against Man City last time out. He's never actually scored 4 in a row in his entire professional career.
Okay.
Consecutively. So as hopefully he breaks that curse this weekend. He's got a pretty good record against Arsenal, so
yeah,
there's a chance.
I can't imagine tons of strikers, in fairness, have scored four games in a row. That's quite a high number. I can think of like Vardy and Ruud van Nistelrooy, who scored like double figures in games in a row in the Premier League. But I bet not loads of strikers have scored for 4 games running. It's just it's not the done thing really. So if he manages to do that this weekend, and like you say, Arsenal are one of his favourite opponents, he does well against the top 6 sides in general. I would fancy if Villa are going to score, I think it will probably be Ollie Watkins, which sounds a stupid thing to say because he is their only striker, but that's how I feel. Second one we've got is Ashley Young. Really come back to the fore this season. Obviously was with us last season, but don't feel like he started that many games for Villa. But this season he's probably been our player of the season, I would say. This is going to be his 200th Premier League appearance for Villa this weekend, which is that's a huge milestone. I mean, I'm presuming you've got the stats in front of you, but not too many people in the modern day get to 200 games, albeit this is across 2 spells.
Yep. So he'll be the 9th Aston Villa player to do it for the club. I want to do a bit of a quick impromptu quiz, Dan.
Yeah.
As Ashley Young is the 9th player to do it, can you name the other 8? And a bonus point if you get them in the right order.
I mean, I'm never going to get them in the right order. 8 players who've done 200. This is just Premier League?
Just Premier League.
Well, Barry's got to be one.
Barry's number 1 with 365.
Gabby's got to be one.
Number 2 with 322.
I've made a good start inadvertently to the order. Now I'm struggling. Lee Hendry?
Number 4.
Number 4.
251.
Who have I missed in the middle there? Is Petrov in there?
Nope.
He's not in there? Oh, that's poor. I was hoping to not get any wrong. God, I wanted some help in the old comments here.
One's a really good mate of yours.
Oh, I didn't think of Tails. I thought Tails would be in there, but I didn't think he'd be 3rd. Is he 3rd?
No, he's not 3rd. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th. 233.
Ian Taylor. Who else have we got? Southgate in there?
Nope.
No, he's not in there. Ekiog?
Really small. Yeah, Ekiog is number 8, 229. So Ashley Young's behind him on 200 now. So you got 3. You got 3 to go. One's a really small left back from back in the day.
Alan Wright should have got that. Absolutely one of my favourites. Absolutely ridiculous in my all-time.
So he's number 3. He's number 3 with 260, and then you've got 2 more. They're both defenders. As one's left-footed, one's right-footed.
Staunton,
yeah, 244. Is number 5, and then you're missing number 7.
I'm going to have to guess it, because if I don't get it, if I don't mention him and it is him, it's going to be terrible. So I have to mention Paul McGrath.
Nope.
But it's not Paul McGrath. Melberg?
Yep.
Melberg.
Yeah, I like Melberg. 232.
Got there with a little bit of help. didn't I? Someone literally, as I said, Melberg coming on the chat as well. Said looks like I copied them, but I didn't say that until it came. I feel good. I like a little quiz. I'm a bit disappointed with myself there, though. I feel like I could have done a little bit better. Got off to a flying start, by the way. But I was attacking the whole end in the first 10 minutes there, getting those first two. But I fell away a little bit after that. So, yeah, I like that. If we can incorporate some quizzes into it, I'm always up for that. Done a quiz for the Athletic on their Premier League preview this morning. And I was one of the ones that got one wrong, which has really riled me and got my day off to a bad start because I pride myself on my football trivia knowledge. So, yeah, I like that, Dave. If we can do more stuff like that, I'll be all for it. So that's Villa looked at there. Now we're going to look at our opponents, Arsenal, obviously top of the league just at the moment. So Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale has kept more away clean sheets than any other goalkeeper in the Premier League this season with 7. Kind of a signing that when he first went to Arsenal, everyone was like, why have they signed him? He's been relegated twice. They spent an awful lot of money on him. It seemed pretty unjustified. When they had Leno, who's a good goalkeeper in his own right as well, they'd let Martinez go to Villa. But I think Ramsdale has just suited what Arteta wants and what they're trying to do, and has been a real big influence there. And he's having another good season. He makes the odd mistake, but I think his positives outweigh the bad.
Yeah, I would agree. He's been good this season. As like I said, he's got 7 away clean sheets this season. The record for Arsenal away from home in a single season is Jens Lehmann in 2003, 2004. And he only got 8.
Year. That's the Invincibles year, isn't it? Only kept 8 8 away clean sheets.
Yeah, he kept 8 away clean sheets. And that year they won the title. So it's a pretty good omen for Arsenal fans. But in the last few games they haven't scored enough goals. And I was actually looking at what Villa's record is for that. In terms of keeper away clean sheets in a season. Yeah. And there's 2 Villa keepers that have got 8 in a season as well. Can you name them? There's another quiz for you.
Friedel
in 2009, 2010.
And I'm torn between 2 keepers there. I want to go Bosnich, but I've got a feeling it's James.
It's Emi Martinez in 2020, 2021.
Honestly. Oh no! What a day! This is my worst day on quizzes ever. Was that in his first season?
Yep.
Wow.
In the one we finished, was it? We finished. Was it 11th?
Yeah.
Yep.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, we were pretty good that season away from home.
Yeah, basically we had a record there that title winners have previously had. We obviously didn't do anything at Villa Park that season. I'm surprised at that. I would have thought we used to be tight under John Gregory and Brian Little, so I would have thought it would have been potentially Bosnich or James. I'm surprised at that, really.
I can find out quickly which ones are there. So yeah,
why not?
Mark Bosnich, 1995-96, he got 6. And Brad Friedel the same. They got 6 in 2008, 2009, and then Emi Martinez as well in 21-22. 6 away clean sheets. Most of them
shocked at that, to be honest.
Yeah, most of the ones like Sorensen and Bosnich, and most of them come at home. Sorensen got 9 in 2004, 2005 at Villa Park.
Okay, interesting. I mean, the fact that you can just pull that stuff up in front of you is absolutely ridiculous, by the way, Dale. But yeah, well done. Well, this is the STATTO life, isn't it? It's the STATTO life. Let's look at the next Arsenal one. Then Arsenal have lost their last 2 away games in all competitions, as many as they had in their first 14 on the road this season, winning 11 and drawing 1 so far this season. They have. So I think obviously Arsenal. People saying the wheels have come off is a little bit unfair because they were just on an absolutely ridiculous run before then, an unheard of run really, especially for Arsenal in recent years. So yes, they've not had the best of times in the last few weeks, but their record overall still this season is absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, to be fair. Just last 4 games they haven't scored. Like a lot of the games before, they were clinical. I've got Martinelli and Odegaard in my fantasy team, and they've been smashing it for me this year. But they lost to Man City 1-0 in the 4th round of the FA Cup, and lost to Everton 1-0 away in the Premier League. They lost 3 in a row away from home in December 2021, and they haven't lost 3 in a row without scoring since 2009. They haven't scored in the last 2 away games. So if they don't score against Villa and we win, that'd be a record since 2009.
Well, me and you were talking before we came on, and Villa actually haven't beaten Arsenal with fans there at Villa Park since 1998, the famous game when Santa came down and hit the roof, and Villa were 2-0 down at half-time and went on to win 3-2 under John Gregory. They've won 2 games at home against Arsenal in lockdown. But again, fans were back last season and normal service resumed. We lost 1-0. Bukayo Saka with the goal that day. So Villa haven't got a great record against Arsenal, really, have they? At Villa Park, anyway.
No, they haven't. No. We went on a. I think we'll come on to that next, actually, in Peak Villa.
Yeah,
because that's sort of the last stat. But yeah, our record against them is bad. We haven't beaten them in 17 games between 98 and 2000. So
wow.
Well, as on 98 to 2015. Sorry.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. I mean, I think in recent history, I feel like Villa have had a better time actually at the Emirates than they have at Villa Park against Arsenal. I could be wrong with that, but it's just a feeling. I can think of a few wins at the Emirates. It's if not at least level, I would say, the times Villa have gone and won at the Emirates compared to Villa Park, because that was a long run from 1998 without doing anything against them. There's a few draws thrown in there. I remember a 2-0 down against them, and Zach Knight scored in the last minute for Villa to draw 2-2, but not really been a fruitful side, Arsenal at Villa Park. I feel like we say this kind of thing every week about who's coming to Villa Park, but yeah, not a great record against Arsenal, really. So let's finish then with the peak Villa section. And only against West Ham, which is 14 times, have Arsenal won more Premier League away games than they have against Aston Villa. They've won 13 times, although they have lost in 2 of their last 3 visits to Villa Park, as we just mentioned. So Villa Park, one of Arsenal's favourite places to go, Dale.
Yes, we had a pretty decent spell at home to Arsenal in the early years of the Premier League. So between 1995 and March 2001, so we went undefeated against them at home, as a winning 2 and drawing 4. However, since then, as over March 2000 to March 2015, we played Arsenal 17 times and drawn 7 and lost 10. So we're not very good at home, especially with fans in the ground against Arsenal. Like you said, 98 was the last one.
Yeah, so stats on the fly here coming into my head. So John Gregory won 2 games in a row against Arsenal at home in 1998, at the end of one season, in the middle of the next. And then Dean Smith won 2 in a row, hasn't he? Because he won the 2 again, May through to the next season. So Dean Smith won 2 in a row as well. So not many Villa managers have managed to do that. So hopefully Unai Emery can get off to a good start in his run against Arsenal at home, because I'm expecting Unai Emery to be Villa manager for a long time. It feels like you needed to have won a game in May though against them if you were to win at Villa Park the next season, doesn't it? It's by that stat that I've just come up with.
Yeah, that's only 5 Villa managers have ever beaten Arsenal in the Premier League.
Really?
As John Gregory twice, Martin O'Neill, Gerard Houllier, Paul Lambert, and then Dean Smith 3 times.
That's across home and away games.
That's across home and away.
5 is more than I would have anticipated, thinking about that run that we just talked about previously. So, yeah, a lot of interesting stats. As always, Dale, I thank you for coming on and talking to me. You'll, of course, probably got more stats coming up on your Twitter page before the game, in the lead up to the game tomorrow at Villa Park. Good news, if Villa fans haven't seen it, I'm sure they all have, is that Tyrone Mings has signed a new contract. It's a bit unclear as to how long it is. BBC are saying until 2026, so they might be bang on with that. They could be completely wrong, but Villa in their statement didn't actually announce how long the contract was. But good news for the football club. I mean, Greg and myself were talking about Tyrone Mings on Monday's 1874 when he doesn't play. I mean, Greg's had a go at being a STATTO, hasn't he? He did an article in the week. Villa have only won 1 in 12 without Tyrone Mings, so fingers crossed he's back against Arsenal tomorrow, because Villa are a lot more successful with him in the defence. Thanks again, Dale, for joining me. Thanks to Adam, the producer, as well, after the nightmare that was last night, which wasn't actually his fault. We're now here and we've managed to get the show out, so that is pleasing. I don't know why we have so many problems with technology. It's never actually our fault. It's the hosting company. So yeah, blame the hosting company, not the producer, even though I like to give him a few little digs. Go back and watch last night's match preview show with Neil and myself if you haven't watched it already. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in live for this STATTO preview show. We know it's not at the best time, but we try and fit things in when we can. And thanks to everyone that will go on and watch it as well. There'll be a Purity post-match pint on Sunday, I would have thought, but subscribe to the channel with your post notifications on so that you know exactly when that's coming. And then again, there'll be an 1874 on Monday with Greg and myself. Hopefully see some of you at Villa Park tomorrow. Have a great Friday and up the Villa.